Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. Before we begin this beautiful journey together, I have a small request. Please subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and share this video with someone who believes in the power of love. Don't forget to leave a comment below. We love hearing your own life stories and reflections. Today, I will take you back to a small town in the United States to tell a story that has lived in my heart for more than 60 years. This is a story about love, choices, and the timeless lessons of the heart. It is a story I hope will inspire you as much as it shaped my own life. So sit back, relax, and let me take you on a journey to the summer of 1962. My granddaughter, Emily, always had questions about the past. One warm summer evening, she came and sat beside me on the porch, her curious eyes sparkling. "Grandpa," she asked softly, "did you ever fall in love?" I chuckled, my heart stirring with memories long tucked away. "Fall in love?" I said. "Oh, Emily, I didn't just fall. I tumbled headfirst into it. And the story of that love has stayed with me all these years." She leaned closer, as if sensing that this was more than just a story. I took a deep breath and began to weave the memories of my youth, the laughter, the heartbeats, and the bittersweet moments that shaped me. Friends, before I move forward, I want to remind you again, please subscribe, hit the like button, and share this video. Let's spread the joy of storytelling together. Emily listened intently as I spoke, unaware that the story she was about to hear would reveal lessons not just of love, but of courage, patience, and the beauty of growing together. It was the summer of 1962 in Willow Creek, a small town in the heart of America. The streets were quiet, except for the hum of the town fair. Children ran with balloons. The smell of popcorn and cotton candy floated through the air, and the Ferris wheel loomed like a giant guardian over the fairgrounds. I was 17, filled with dreams but little confidence. I was that boy who lingered at the edges, trying not to draw attention to himself, until I saw her. She stood by the Ferris wheel, sunlight catching her hair, a simple blue dress swaying with the summer breeze. She had a gentle smile, the kind that made the world feel softer and brighter. I don't know how I found the courage, but I walked toward her, my heart pounding like a drum. "Hi," I said, fumbling my words. She looked at me, eyes curious, and smiled wider. "Hello," she said. "Are you new to the fair, or just shy?" I laughed nervously. "A little of both," I admitted. And just like that, our conversation began, small and awkward, but full of the spark that would light years of memory. For hours, we wandered through the fair together. We laughed at the clown's antics, shared cotton candy, and I remember her pointing out the rides she loved as if inviting me to explore the world with her. Friends, can you imagine that first connection, that tiny spark that feels like destiny is quietly knocking on your heart? If this story touches your own heart, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. You won't want to miss the rest of this journey. I remember the Ferris wheel the most. She insisted we go to the top. My stomach was twisting with both fear and excitement, but I followed her. As the Ferris wheel lifted us above the town, she leaned closer and whispered, "Look at everything from up here. Doesn't it feel magical?" And it did. In that moment, I realized that life, love, and happiness could be so simple. Just sharing a quiet moment with someone who truly sees you. We walked back down to the fair, hand in hand, the first time our fingers intertwined naturally, without hesitation. It was a gesture so small, yet it held a world of unspoken promise. After the fair, we sat by the fountain, talking about our favorite books, dreams, and the silly little things that made us laugh. I didn't know it then, but I was already falling, gently and completely, for Margaret. Have you ever met someone who changed your world with just one smile? Comment below and share your experience. And friends, make sure you subscribe, like, and share this story. The best is yet to come. As I left the fair that evening, I carried a piece of Margaret's smile with me, tucked safely into my heart. That night, I wrote her a short note, a simple message, yet one that marked the beginning of our lifelong story. Friends, the journey has only begun. In the next chapter, you'll hear about our first dance, our letters across miles, and the challenges that would test our hearts. Don't go anywhere. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Your engagement keeps these stories alive. It was a crisp autumn evening, the kind where the air smells of pumpkin spice and fallen leaves. The school gym was decorated with strings of golden lights, and the smell of popcorn and polished wood filled the room. That night, the entire town seemed to gather for the annual community dance. Margaret was there, wearing a soft pink dress that matched the warmth of her smile. I felt my heart thump as I approached her. "May I have this dance?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. Her eyes sparkled, and she nodded. "I thought you'd never ask." We stepped onto the dance floor. The music played softly, a slow melody that seemed to echo the rhythm of our hearts. I was nervous, unsure of my steps, but she guided me gently, her hand resting on my shoulder. Every laugh, every shy glance felt monumental, as if time itself had slowed to allow us this moment. We danced, not caring who was watching, lost in our own world. And in that world, I realized that love wasn't just about grand gestures. It was about the small, perfect moments that left an imprint on your soul. Friends, if this reminds you of your first dance or a magical memory, hit the like button and share your story in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the next chapter. By the end of the night, Margaret and I walked home together under the starry sky, shy smiles and laughter lingering in the cool night air. That first dance wasn't just a dance. It was the first step into a lifetime of memories. After the dance, life took us on different paths. I had to move to another town for school, but Margaret and I promised to stay in touch. And so began the era of handwritten letters, each page a piece of our hearts sent across miles. I remember opening her first letter, the paper slightly scented, her neat handwriting curling across the page like a melody. She wrote about her school, her family, and little stories about the town fair we had visited together. I replied with long letters of my own, describing my days, my dreams, and the small things I missed about her. Every envelope I received felt like a hug, every word a lifeline connecting our hearts across distance. Friends, before we continue, subscribe, hit the like button, and share this video if you believe in the magic of handwritten letters. Can you imagine waiting days just to feel connected to someone you love? Those letters taught me patience, hope, and the power of enduring love. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Each letter carried laughter, longing, and tiny secrets, little jokes that only we understood. Our bond grew stronger with every exchange, teaching me that love wasn't just about being together physically. It was about connection, trust, and shared hearts, no matter the distance. Of course, no love story is without challenges. Margaret's parents were cautious, protective of their only daughter, wary of young love and the complications of small-town judgment. My own family worried I was too young, too inexperienced to know what I wanted. But love has a stubborn way of persisting. We faced whispered doubts, raised eyebrows, and small disagreements that felt enormous at the time. Every moment apart felt heavier, every misunderstanding a mountain to climb. I remember one night, walking alone past the river, I wrote in my journal, "I don't know what the future holds, but I know Margaret is worth every fear, every obstacle. If love can survive the tests of time, it can survive anything." The challenges weren't just external. We had to learn patience, humility, and compromise, qualities that true love demands. It was a time of growth, not just for our hearts, but for our entire being. Have you ever faced challenges for love? Or waited patiently for someone you care about? Comment below and share your story. And as always, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and share with your friends. Every story deserves to be heard. Even though the world seemed set against us, Margaret and I knew that our connection was special. It wasn't just about romance. It was about learning who we were, shaping our characters, and discovering the depth of our hearts. And soon, life would give us an unexpected challenge that would test our love in ways we never imagined, a separation neither of us was prepared for. The summer after our letters became a daily ritual, life took an unexpected turn. I was offered a scholarship to a prestigious college in another state. It was a dream come true academically, but it meant leaving Willow Creek, leaving Margaret, leaving the comfort of the town that had shaped our youthful hearts. We knew the separation would be hard. The night before I left, we met at the old oak tree near the fairgrounds, the place where our first conversation had begun. Margaret held my hands, eyes glistening, and whispered, "Promise me, no matter how far, we'll never let go." I nodded, my own throat tight with emotion. "I promise, Margaret. This distance will never break us. It's just a pause, not the end." Friends, take a moment to hit the like button, subscribe, and share if you've ever faced a separation that felt unbearable. Every heart understands this feeling. The first few weeks apart were the hardest. I would wake up early to write her letters before class. Every reply she sent was like sunlight breaking through a stormy sky. But distance has its own trials, misunderstandings, fears, and the longing that gnaws at your patience. There were days when I missed her so much. I would walk by the river where we had shared our first shy conversation, hoping somehow the wind might carry my thoughts to her. And Margaret, ever brave, would climb the hill near her home, holding the letters I'd sent, reading them over and over, imagining me beside her. Friends, if this story resonates with you, comment below about the person you've missed the most in your life. And make sure to subscribe so you can continue this heartfelt journey with us. The months stretched on. There were times when we questioned our courage, wondering if the separation would prove too much. But each letter, each memory, each promise we made to one another strengthened the bond we shared. It was a love that refused to bend to distance or doubt, a love that would endure. After 3 long years, the day finally arrived, the day I would return to Willow Creek. I had completed my college studies, grown more confident, and learned the lessons life demanded. But my heart had never left that small town, never left Margaret. I remember walking down the familiar streets, each corner a memory, the ice cream shop where we shared our first treat, the library where we had our first study date, the park bench where we whispered dreams of the future. And then I saw her, Margaret, standing at the old oak tree, her hair flowing in the wind, her eyes searching. The moment our eyes met, it was as if the years melted away. We ran toward each other, arms wide, hearts racing. "You came back," she whispered, tears streaming. "I promised, didn't I?" I said, holding her close. "No distance, no time could ever change how I feel about you." Friends, take a moment to like this video, subscribe, and share if this reunion touches your heart. True love, patience, and hope can move mountains. Our reunion wasn't just a celebration of being together. It was a testament to perseverance, trust, and the quiet strength of 2 hearts committed to each other. We laughed, cried, and shared the stories of our years apart, discovering that even in separation, love could grow deeper. I remembered the nights I spent writing letters, imagining her reading them by candlelight. I recalled the fear and longing we both endured, the courage it took to wait, to hope, and to believe. And there she was, alive, radiant, and still the girl who had stolen my heart years ago. Friends, comment below if you believe in love that withstands time and distance. And don't forget, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next chapters of this extraordinary love story. That day marked not just a reunion, but the beginning of a new chapter. A chapter filled with shared dreams, deeper understanding, and the kind of love that changes you forever. But the journey wasn't over yet. Life still had lessons to teach, challenges to face, and moments that would shape our hearts for a lifetime. After our long-awaited reunion, Margaret and I began building a life together in Willow Creek. Our love had matured, shaped by years of separation, patience, and understanding. We didn't rush. We took each day as it came, cherishing the small moments as much as the big ones. We found a little house on Maple Street, with a white picket fence and a garden full of blooming roses, a symbol of our love, nurtured patiently over time. I would tend the garden in the mornings, while Margaret baked bread and filled our home with warmth and laughter. Friends, if you enjoy seeing couples build a life together with love and care, like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more heartwarming stories. We celebrated our first anniversary under the twinkling fairy lights we had strung in our backyard. Margaret wore a simple lavender dress, and I had a small bouquet of daisies in my hand, the flowers she had always loved. We laughed at the memory of our first dance, recounted letters that kept our hearts connected during the years apart, and shared dreams for the future. Each memory felt sacred, a reminder of the love that had endured every trial. We talked about starting a family one day, about teaching our children the values of patience, trust, and loyalty. Every decision we made together was grounded in respect, compassion, and a shared vision for the life we wanted to build. And in those quiet, ordinary moments, I realized that true love wasn't always grand gestures. Often, it was found in the simple acts, holding hands during a walk, sharing a cup of coffee in the morning, planting flowers together in the garden. Of course, life is never without its challenges. Career changes, health scares, and the everyday pressures of adult responsibilities tested us. There were moments when we doubted ourselves, moments when the weight of the world seemed unbearable. I remember one winter when the storm knocked out power in our entire town. Our heating system failed, and the roads were blocked. Margaret and I huddled together by the fireplace, blankets wrapped around us, sharing stories of our childhood and dreams for the future. Friends, if you've faced challenges and found strength in love or family, hit the like button, comment below, and subscribe. These stories remind us that no matter how hard life gets, hope and togetherness always shine through. We experience triumphs too, promotions at work, welcoming nieces and nephews into our lives, and finally, the joy of seeing our own children grow. Margaret and I celebrated every milestone, understanding that the journey was just as important as the destination. Even during disagreements, we listened, we learned, and we grew. Life taught us that love wasn't about perfection, but about commitment, patience, and compassion. It was a lesson we were determined to pass on to the next generation. And through it all, I never forgot the letters, the dances, the long walks under the starlit sky. Those memories were the foundation of the life we built together, a life rich in love, resilience, and hope. Friends, if this story has touched your heart, share it with someone you love. Comment below with your thoughts, and make sure to subscribe. Every story of enduring love deserves to be heard and celebrated. As the years passed, Margaret and I grew older, and our hair grayed with time. But the love that had started in our youth remained unwavering, like a flame that never flickered. We spent our mornings walking through Willow Creek, reminiscing about the moments that shaped our lives. I often found myself thinking back to the days when separation tested our love. Every letter, every promise, every small act of patience had brought us here, to a life full of shared memories and deep understanding. Friends, if you're enjoying this story, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell. Sharing these moments keeps love stories like ours alive for everyone to hear. I remember teaching our grandchildren how to fish by the river, just as my grandfather had once taught me. I told them stories of love, hope, and perseverance, hoping they would understand that life's trials are easier to face with someone who believes in you. Margaret would sit nearby, knitting and smiling, reminding me of all the quiet, powerful ways she had supported me over the decades. Even in challenges, health concerns, financial worries, or the small disagreements that come with long-term companionship, we never lost sight of the most important lesson. Love is an enduring choice, not just a feeling. There were days when we would simply sit on the porch, holding hands, watching the sunset. Words weren't needed. Our hearts spoke to each other through the silence. That quiet companionship became one of life's greatest treasures. Friends, comment below about the most meaningful moments you've shared with your loved ones. And don't forget to share this story and subscribe. Let more people experience the power of enduring love. As I reflect on a lifetime with Margaret, I realize that our love story is not just ours. It belongs to everyone who believes in patience, resilience, and the beauty of growing together. Our grandchildren now run through the same fields we once walked, their laughter echoing in the warm breeze. I see Margaret in their eyes, in the kindness they show, and in the courage they carry. We never sought recognition, wealth, or fame. What mattered was nurturing a love that would endure, a love that would teach the next generation about respect, commitment, and the beauty of shared life. In the end, life is measured not by the trials we face, but by the love we give and the memories we create. Margaret and I learned that love is not just about passion or romance. It's about patience, forgiveness, and unwavering support. And even as our hair turned silver and our steps slowed, the spark of our young love never faded. It remained quietly glowing, illuminating every corner of our lives. Friends, if this story has touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe. Comment below about your own stories of enduring love, and let us celebrate the beauty of life's most precious gift together. To those who are still finding their path in love, be patient, cherish every moment, and never take for granted the people who stand by your side. Love is not about grand gestures alone. It's in the small, quiet acts, the daily choices to care, to understand, and to remain steadfast. And as Margaret and I continue our journey, we hope that our story inspires everyone watching to hold on, believe, and create a legacy of love that will last a lifetime.